much as I don't trust giving this park board any more taxpayer money, given the years of abuse, both from the prior board and from this current board, and what I feel is you not being very upfront with us on what exactly is going on. Despite all that, I think the money is so restricted that, you know, I do feel that I should honor the Russell voters' intent to put aside this money because it is so restricted. If it wasn't so restricted, I probably would feel differently. But then you might have more arguments why you should deserve the money. So I'm actually in favor of approving the budget as is, just so you know.
Can I make one more comment?
Before you vote on this,
Excuse me, let me say one thing, because this is important.
what I have to say is important too.
Okay, no, but this follows with what you're saying. I know you were focused on the land purchase side of it, but on the general fund side of it, that's the only place where they have an opportunity to do maintenance or to do improvements in the park. And there are parcels of land that they have where they might be able to, you know, put in facilities for people to be able to use the park. Right now, there isn't very much. There's one facility with limited opportunities. So, no, I'm just saying, it's not that that general fund couldn't be used.
Well, I'm not focusing on the general
Yeah,
fund.
I understand
I'm
that.
focusing on the land acquisition fund. That,
And I mean, we're only talking about, you know, $8,000 some dollars.
I mean, my chart only goes back 2011, and they haven't spent a nickel on it.
Yeah,
Not a nickel.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Do you want me to introduce myself? Do you need a testimony? My name's Dave Partington. I'll tell the truth. So help me, whatever. Anyway, I was at the meeting on the 26th of August at the Russell Park Board, and Linda O'Brien stated in that meeting that she would not vote any appropriations until she had a contract. So that's one thing. The other thing that I have a real question about is when the levy expires, does the language of the levy expire with it? You're shaking your head no.
Those funds are forever restricted for the levy language, which is solely for land acquisition.
Is that true even if it goes into a capital reserve fund that they're talking about?
I don't, again, we have a lot of
History.
yeah, we can make a lot of demeaning comments about the capital reserve funds, but I'll tell you right now, if the park board ever spent any of that money for anything other than land acquisition, I would file a taxpayer lawsuit against them.
Good, thank you.
Before the check cleared.
If it
You
helps.
get that, right?
Our intent would be to.
So Jim, do you think 152 grand that I collect for them next year is going to be a deal maker for them or a deal breaker?
I just think they're going to use us as an excuse and blame us.
I agree with you.
That's what I'm concerned about. And the voters did pass it for land acquisition, and it is so restricted, I think, different than with the county park board, where they've just got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, that they can use for anything, and they weren't spending it all. I just feel like this is a different animal.
Regardless who's been in office as a Russell Township Park trustee, they have lied to the taxpayers and they have lied to us about their expense. They kept saying, oh yeah, we're going to spend this, we're going to spend this, we're going to spend this. I keep collecting from people, the taxpayers. A few of them, delinquents. Unfortunately, the heavy hand of being the treasurer sometimes is pretty nasty. And I think that the taxpayers have been so abused, that 152 grand, I'd rather keep it in the taxpayers' pockets. And if they want to support Land Conservancy to acquire this property, they should do it that way. Either way, they get a tax deduction. There are two ideas on the table. One is to provide them with this last year of funding, I believe, Mr. Flaves.
Yes.
And the other is to not provide that last year of funding. Unless you have a third.
No, I don't have a third. But here's the interesting thing about it. I have a tendency to agree with both of you guys because you're both logical on this. The problem is, I have a tendency to believe that they're going to just take advantage of the fact that we held their money out and that we couldn't possibly do it and blame this board for not giving them that money. And even though I respect Dale, that's gonna come up. And he might even suggest it if there's a weasel way out of this. So my vote would go along with Jim.
All right,
Because it's a,
I'll move.
No, wait.
No?
No,
he's got something on it.
I want to make sure that my motion to deny the Russell Township Park collection for 2017
Dies for lack of a second.
dies for lack of a second.
Okay.
So that's my motion for the record.
Duly noted. And then, although it's hard for me to actually refer to what you created to as a budget, this is really,
Stretching.
I'm smearing the definition of the word budget by referring to your submission as a budget. I will move to approve this.
I'll second
All those in favor?
that.
Aye.
Yes.
We have to change the dates.
I'm going to vote no.
Did you know we're weekly in print and daily online? So be sure to check out GeaugaMapleLeaf.com for your latest local news. And don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter.